Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics, Buzz Off. 2010 closes out with a classic heroic warrior to add to the ranks of He-Man's fearless team. Is Buzz Off a great one to close the year out? Let's take a look and see. Buzz Off comes inside the standard Masters of the Universe Classics blister card. The back of that package features a look at other figures in the line, as well as a brand new bio for the character. Buzz Off is a brightly colored figure. A mixture of browns and a bright yellow really make this figure pop. Taking a look at Buzz Off's head, you notice that the figure is sculpted with a slight smile on his face, very much like the vintage action figure. He features large, almost metallic green eyes and small antennae on his head. While the smile may not be appealing to some, I have to say that I love this particular head sculpt and think he looks terrific. Alright, let's take a closer look at Buzz Off. So as you've probably already guessed, Buzz Off has a lot of similarities to the vintage figure, right down to the fact that pretty much the entire body here is exactly the same as what we have already seen on Whiplash. Everything except for the heads, the forearms and hands, and of course the back piece, the wings and the tail, is exactly the same. We've got the same torso with the exact same detailing on the shoulders, same loincloth area, same legs, same feet. It's all identical all the way through and through, just painted to match whichever character needed to match. Now, of course, as I mentioned in the Whiplash video, the way that this actually worked on this figure was that the tail was a separate piece that just plugged into the back. And as you can see with Buzz Off here, they did the exact same thing. The wings are just a separate piece that plugged right onto the back. Now, as I just mentioned a second ago, one of the new parts on Buzz Off is actually his forearms and his hands. From about the elbow down, we have a brand new forearm sculpt that's got some rough, rigid little edges, kind of rigid edges like an insect, I guess, something bug-like. And then we have the claws. Now the claws are actually modeled after the original figure, which had the claws just like this, and they do twist and turn all the way around this time around, unlike the vintage figure, but there is no actual articulation on the claw itself, so it does not open and close, it's just stuck in this position. So back to those wings. The wings are actually on a ball joint, which is really cool because this gives us the option to have them down, you can pose them with them out, you can lift them all the way up, but then on top of that we can also fold them outwards, we can twist them around if you want to. So there is lots of articulation possibilities with Buzz Off's wings there. Lots of different ways we can pose them around. And then of course, as a nod to the 2002 version of the Buzz Off figure, he's got these extra little insect-like appendages on the back. Now this is very similar to what we already saw with Webster, how he had the extra arms on the back, and these are exactly the same way as the wings. They're on little ball joints so they can be moved up and down and all around in a circle here, and you can have them folded outward so that you can see them. If you don't like them, you can fold them back behind them and hide them. That way he looks even closer to the vintage figure. The wings are made of a translucent yellow plastic that is actually a lot more firm than the classic figure. They feature some cool technological circuitry like detailed sculpted in, which is another thing taken directly from the original figure. And those wings have quite an impressive wingspan.
And the real good thing is that they don't seem to throw off his balance at all. Of course, having those large feet probably helps with that a little bit. The figure includes a few different accessories. First up is his helmet. The helmet clips onto his head very easily and perfectly stays in place, so you don't have to worry about it falling off. It features longer antenna pieces and large black eye covers. Now personally, I always thought Buzz-Off's helmet was rather goofy looking, but admittedly this new version looks much better than that of the original figure. Buzz-Off also features two different weapons. First up is his short axe, which is again straight from the classic figure. Unlike the classic though, this Buzz-Off can actually hold on to his weapon. Those new claw hands are actually sculpted so that the axe handle perfectly clips into place. And the fact that you can now turn his wrist makes it all that much easier to pose him holding his weapon. He also includes his 2000X inspired long-staffed axe. Just as with the short axe, Buzz-Off can easily hold on to this one, even two-handed if you want. Alright guys, it's comparison time. First up, let's compare him to the vintage figure. As you can see, just about everything from this new figure comes straight from the classic figure. Just about every detail is spot on accurate, just updated with a more modern sculpt. Alright, and here he is with... hold on. Okay, here he is Alright, here he is next to the 2000X version of Buzz-Off. Now, as you can see, Buzz-Off is a character who got quite a drastic redesign in the 2000X line. And I know about half of you out there are wishing that this new figure had more similarities to that one. The axe staff and the extra insect arms on the back are as close as we're going to get to nods to the 2000X figure. However, this new figure does stand on his own, so that's a definite plus. Overall, I'm really happy with this new version of Buzz-Off. Like I seem to be with most of the figures in the line, I actually prefer the style of the vintage figure, so I love that way that it was translated into this new Classics version. The addition of the axe staff is excellent, and I just can't get over how cool those wings look. Having a figure with a wingspan like that on my toy shelf is just freaking awesome looking. Buzz-Off was a favorite of mine as a kid, and he's a favorite of mine again today. Until next time.